let's get right to the bones of this video, because you probably came here to program, to make three-dimensional models using Python and ChatGPT and nothing else. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, here there's no need for you to use Blender or SolidWorks, CAD, or anything else. Just Python and the GPT assistant that I built here, that I configured. Okay. So we'll get right to it, and I'll be placing the links to under my video description, so you don't have to worry about the site here. But anyways, it's voxelmap.vercel.app. Click on GPT and chat with VoxelMap GPT. Now you're going to ask it to install VoxelMap in your system. So you just write install VoxelMap on your operating system. In this case, I'm going to put mine. You can put Windows or Mac. Okay, and we're going to go for the full installation, okay, because we're going to need to do some mesh transformations for, well, I'm going to show you some mesh, how to, run with the more advanced features. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to step into your desktop. You're going to create a folder there. I'm going to create a folder called Voxel. And now I need this folder because I need to instantiate a virtual environment, and I'm going to create it here, copy paste those lines from the GPT assistant, Python. Whoops, not there. It has to be copied and pasted inside the folder you created, right? Voxel, okay? So Python and copy paste first line inside Voxel folder, copy paste second line, and then copy paste the last line because we want the full installation of VoxelMap. Yeah. Now I'm gonna tell it, make me an elaborate 3D low poly model of a spaceship. Procedural. Yeah. So after we give it that prompt, it generates a script. We copy it. We now open our folder, Voxel folder. Okay, we create a Python script. I'm going to give it the name space.py. And of course, sometimes, it may actually, the prompt may actually generate a code that has image mesh. If it does, just tell it, do it without it. Do not use image mesh, because image mesh is just something that projects, gives a three-dimensional projection of an image, and you don't want that for these type of models. Okay. It's just another feature of the package. Python space py. We run it. Let's see what we get. We get a nice looking spaceship. Look at that. Great. Okay. Now I can specify no transparency, no wireframe. Yeah. So because as you can see, it's we have that degree of transparency, right? And you can see through the wireframes. So we're gonna make it redo it as a solid model. Yeah. We copy paste the code and got multiple arguments for argument palette. That's because it made a mistake. Look at that. Remember that it needs to be the out file and palette. It kind of just assumed the spaceship was the second. It's doing some positional indexing or positional declarations, which I don't like. So yeah, let's just run it like this, and we get the full model. Okay, that's our spaceship in solid form. Now let's prompt it to make us a birthday cake. All right, I'll make me a circular birthday cake. What am I writing? Now make me a circular birthday cake with lots of candles, 5 layers, and something unique. Okay. It's right in the code. We're gonna make some space for it. We're gonna create a file called k.py, and we're gonna copy paste this code. Okay. 75 lines of VoxelMap code. That should be really interesting. Let's see what we get. We don't get anything because we didn't save it. Okay. And of course, it made the same dumb mistake here. Okay, let's go. Let's go here. Marching mesh. This thing, as you can see, out file, it needs to be declared because otherwise I think that it's getting them swapped the wrong way. Palette, it should be actually here out file. Out file equals cake.obj. Okay. So we get our very interesting and beautiful birthday cake. I'm actually kind of impressed. Okay. Now, of course, what wouldn't be this if it weren't? I would be halfway lying to you if I didn't like compare these things with a baseline that does not use the GPT assistant nor VoxelMap. So we'll do that next. Okay, so I'm using the same GPT model for O that was used in the assistant with the GPT assistant for VoxelMap. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna tell it to I'm gonna give it the same prompt, but I'm gonna add, of course, because it doesn't know how I want it to make me that spaceship. So I'm gonna write Python script after procedural. Okay. It gives me this code, quite long, very long. And I'm gonna create a new folder here called baseline, and inside that baseline folder, for the baselines, space.py. Okay, perfect. What do I do here? You'll probably need to install TryMesh because that's what it's using here. Okay, so PFP install TryMesh. All right, and now we're gonna run the baseline, and we're gonna compare it with I think it's gonna be a little bit unfair, so let's just run as is. Okay, baseline space. Of course, no module is called Python. Okay, this is what you get when you're trying just like the regular GPT without the pre-configured assistance, right? Okay, perfect. We installed it. Let's run it again. Okay. Of course, you've installed Python. So let's just copy paste that. And now it should run, hopefully. Okay, and I guess this is your spaceship made without using the VoxelMap assistant or VoxelMap. All right. Of course, we could go further, right? As we did for like the VoxelMap GPT assistant, and then tell it after, no transparency, does not need it. Now make me a circular. That's interesting, actually. And we didn't go further with the spaceship. Okay, so then we just go with let's go with the circular birthday cake. Yeah. And let's run it on the baseline. And let's start making some space for this. Our cake.py in the baseline folder. Okay, perfect. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to copy paste that code on that empty Python script, and now we're going to call it Python baseline cake.py. Yeah, and that's your cake. It's actually quite beautiful but it's quite beautiful, but gray. I just be a little fair and I'll say what color it. Yeah, I think that would be a better side-by-side comparison. Yeah, 2 shots, but sure, let's go with it. Okay, let's actually copy paste. Copy paste and then copy this. Okay. And I'm gonna write underline shop2. Okay. Python, write Python baseline cake as shot number 2. Okay, and it is quite more beautiful now. I like it. Let's compare them side by side. It should be the last thing. Python baseline cake is do shot 2 comparison, and also side by side with Python cake made by VoxelMap. Okay, so here is your side by side comparison. Left, actually I like right and left better, before and after, or okay, anyways. Left is the cake made with the more popular 3D modeling tools and regular GPT. Then the right one is using VoxelMap and VoxelMap GPT. Okay. Now let's do a side-by-side comparison of the spaceship. And this is what we get. Okay. Okay. We get VoxelMap on the right, baseline on the left. Yeah. So anyways, that is the end of this video. I hope you found the video fun to watch, and really hope that you can take advantage of these tools to make your first 3-dimensional assets and models. This is actually this work. VoxelMap has been absorbed by the MOXIE initiative, which is actually becoming a programming language to model 3-dimensional, to create 3-dimensional models, or maybe later on 3-dimensional environments, just with language that is natural enough so that an LLM can generate these more intricate models without many issues. So there's actually right now a bit of a barrier for LLMs to think in 3 dimensions. So we are trying to make language that appeals more to the LLM so that it can, create these structures with more ease. And I guess VoxelMap has become kind of like a stepping stone to that. So that's why it's been absorbed. If you'd like to learn more, there's also links here on visiting the MOXIE organization on GitHub. And well, there's some links even for like sponsored supporting the open source. Thank you again for watching.